Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Saturday's episode of the program Shagalinku. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and this is welcoming you all. We're streaming live today from YouTube and our Facebook channel of Shagalinku TV. So do well to join us either from these two destinations. So if you're on Facebook, you can reach us on Shagalinku TV or my personal page, that is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, on YouTube, and just search for us on YouTube and you'll get us. Okay, so today we'll be looking at pollution. We'll be looking at the health implication of pollution. Particularly, we're looking at how are the adverse effects of firewood and charcoal cooking. When the flyers came out, it was a bit controversial. I got a lot of calls from people. A man of 50 even told me that he grew up watching his grandmother cook with firewood. So how come on Shagalinku will be telling them now that firewood has adverse effects? Okay, I have my guests here. They'll be introducing themselves shortly, and they'll be telling us more on why there are dangers, in firewood and charcoal cooking. Okay, so let's just say here that this is a conversation. We learn from you and you learn from us as well. So it's not a debate per se. So our guests are here and I'll be introducing them shortly. They are Ekele, Jiata, Ugwah, and also another regular one, Lucky Abeng. They are all from CSDevNet, Abuja, Nigeria. Let's welcome them here and then we'll take the conversation from there. Hello, Jiata. Can you hear me, Jetta? Welcome to the program.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Yeah. You're
Yes,
welcome. We would like to know. We'd like
good
to know more
afternoon,
about you.
everyone.
Yeah. So we'd like to know more about you, what you do, where you're from, yeah, as in your residence, and then we'll take it up from there. Hello,
My
Jetta.
Jiata, are you with
Hello,
us?
Jetta.
okay.
Yeah, please go
My
on.
name is Ekele Jiata Ugwah. I'm a volunteer in the Climate and Sustainable Development Network of Nigeria. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Just
Yes,
go
we
on.
can hear you, Jiata.
My name is a volunteer in the Climate and Sustainable Development Network of Nigeria. I'm an innovative climate and environmental activist. I think that is all about me for now.
Okay, you're welcome. Um, I'll come to I'll come to Lucky. He's been a regular here. And Lucky, welcome to the program. Tell us more about you, what you do, where you reside, and then we'll take it up from there.
Okay, thank you, Ambassador, for once again having me come on the show. My name is Abeng
Thank
Loki, and currently I offer my time volunteering for Climate and Sustainable Development Network, CSDevNet Nigeria, as an admin and logistic officer. Aside that, I am currently involved as a young digital activist, being supported and sponsored by Pan African Climate Justice Alliance, PACJA, and CSDevNet. It's a youth movement trying to create a platform for pushing climate advocacy using social media tools, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, all you can think of. Aside that, also, just like my fellow colleague and guest on the show said, I am also a climate change activist where we try to see how we galvanize efforts, increasing youth participation in climate change discussion. But aside that, I also like to let you know on this show also that I am a UN CSDG ambassador. The implication of that is we advocate, design projects, and also create awareness around the UN Agenda 2030, the SDGs. Thank you very much once again for having me speak on this very, very, just like you said, controversial topic. And we all grew up, we all grew up cooking with a flyer. I also got some people saying, you want to start shaking tables again. We grew up, we like the flavor that comes with our food being cooked and prepared with firewood and charcoal. You get. So I think we'll be shaking a lot of tables today, but the facts and figures are there for us to see. If we talk about sustainability, some of the practices we used to have before now are no longer sustainable. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So here we are, and we're asking you to join us. The comment section is there. So we're asking what are the adverse effects of firewood and charcoal cooking. Drop your comments there, for or against. It's like I said, it's a conversation. It's not a debate, but then you have your points, and we have ours here. We'll be looking at it shortly. So just drop your comments, and we'll be reading them. If you have questions for our two guests, please feel free to drop your comments as well, and we'll read them as the program progresses. Okay, so let me even start with Jiata. What is pollution? Because we have to make our viewers also know what pollution is, and then we'll take it up from there and go on to talk more about the firewood issues and all that. So Jiata, if you can hear me, would like you to tell us more about what you think is pollution and how worrisome it is for us.
Pollution is the name given to any process that contaminates the environment. It is when people do things or emit things that contaminate the air, that contaminates the land, that contaminates the water bodies, or any other part of the environment. They make this part of the environment unclean, unsafe, and unhealthy. So that is what we call pollution. And just like in my definition, pollution can be grouped according to the parts of the environment they are affecting. We have air pollution, any contamination that affects the air, the atmosphere. We have land pollution and we have water pollution. So
Okay.
I think that
So
is the
let me
basic
even
for now.
okay. So let me even come to um Lucky. You've heard from Jetta. What
Yes.
else are we looking at? Because a lot of times when you drive through some areas where there are um, I'm trying to get to where there are companies now, industries, you'll find spillages here and there. The Niger Delta, for one, is a place where they've complained terribly, about oil spillage, water pollution, and that some of the communities have complained bitterly that they can't farm, because of oil spillage into the water, killing the fish and all that. So what more should we look out for when in terms of definition of what pollution is for our viewers?
Yeah, thank you very much. For the purpose of this discussion, I would want to limit my definition of pollution to the context of climate change as it affects climate, as it affects our environment. So the release of very harmful, not friendly, be it chemical, be it element, into the atmosphere, it's pollution. Unwanted elements, unwanted chemicals into our surrounding environment can be termed pollution. Prior to this, I had to sit down to do a little research, and I narrowed my research to just pollution and climate, pollution and climate. And one thing that constantly occurs across definition is the release of greenhouse gases. So pollution for me, according to the context of this discussion we are having, is the release of gases that are harmful to the environment. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. And in case you just joined us, the program is Shagalinku TV. This is the Saturday's edition, and we're looking at the adverse effect that firewood and charcoal cooking has. We're actually asking that what are the adverse effects? Are there any? If there are, just let us know in the comment section. If you think there are not anyone, just let us also know. It's a discussion, and yes, we'll be looking at all that. Okay, Jiata, let's come back to you. From the statistics, first of all, the statistics are alarming. 3.8 million is not moi, so to say. And when you
Yes.
hear people say things, like they grew up seeing their mother cook with firewood or charcoal, and then nothing happened. But we're also forgetting that a whole lot of um, like they will say, untimely death, unknown death, and all that had also occurred. Where a lot of times there are no autopsies, so people barely
Yes.
can place fingers on some of the causes or circumstances surrounding this death. Now, take us through this very alarming figure of 3.8 million from the WHO. Is it worrisome?
Yes, it is worrisome. But before I go further, I would like to clarify some of the things that were causing disputes and controversies. The 3.8 million estimated by WHO, it is not the number of deaths that was caused by indoor air pollution. It is the number of deaths, premature deaths in a year, that was caused by health risk. Okay, let me explain in a clearer way. Indoor air pollution is a health risk that increases the risk of human beings. Let me not use organism, of human beings to contact some other disease. They 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 affect the blood, the flow of blood. They affect the lungs, the air pathways. So they make these people prone to other disease. And WHO carried some research and facts that number of people have died, and when they trace it back to the disease that killed them, related disease that have killed these people, when they trace it back to what caused them, they found out that it is indoor air pollution. Some of the illnesses that we're talking about that amounted to this 3.8 million, they are pneumonia. The 45% of children under the age of 5 that die of pneumonia in a year, 45% of them are said to have been exposed to indoor air pollution. That is to say, being exposed to this indoor air pollution has exposed them and predisposed them to pneumonia. And that is how they died, and it was put down in the report.
Hello?
Wow.
Okay, so Lucky, let me come to you. How worrisome it is as well for you, looking at those figures and what the WHO has said, and then coming to a few things that Jetta has said, how worrisome it is as well, because we're also looking at COVID-19, and a lot of times we've seen that people who have underlying ailments, are also easily, open to the virus, so to say. So how worrisome is for you when we're looking
Yeah.
at ways for people to build their immune system, and yet they are also destroying their immune system by a lot of exposure to pollution? What do you think about that?
Able presenter. Um, the figures are really, really alarming. I think we have just a little bit above 7 billion as our population globally. And WHO open fires. That is like close to 50% cook using pollution open fires. And every year, close to 4 million people die prematurely from illness attributed to household air pollution. The figures are scary, and household air pollution, we have said, and just like Jiata mentioned, are some of the lead causes of non-communicable disease, where you have stroke, you have heart disease, there are chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, difficulty in breathing, and lung cancer. And also they are saying that parts of the statistic we are getting says close to half deaths due to pneumonia among children under 5 years of age are caused to particular matter, soot, the smoke you have from household air pollution. These are some of the statistics that we have, and these are not very good statistics for us when we look at the issue of cooking with firewood and with charcoal. Now, let's bring it down to the SDGs.
Hello? Okay, Lucky's line, it's not coming up. Okay, Lucky, when you come back, you just let us know. We're still on here, and let me take a few messages, and we'll come back and talk with Jetta. This one is from Silas. Silas. It says pollution is anything that makes life uneasy for anyone. True. Thank you very much, Silas, for that. So you could drop your comments. We're looking at what are the adverse effects of firewood and charcoal cooking, and you want to share with us your experience, or you want to tell us whether there are adverse effects, especially in terms of climate change, in terms of COVID-19 as relates to also building our immune system. Jetta has told us a few more clarifications and all that. And even aside firewood and charcoal cooking, there is also this aspect that a lot of people neglect, and that's the emission coming out, or fume coming out from generator and all that generating set or power, anything you use for your power generation. So sometimes in the fear that um, our generators shouldn't be stolen by thieves and all that, you find families who put this generator very close to where they are. Instead of leaving it outside, they keep it maybe very close to the sitting room. And we've had instances where families have died, just die like that because they inhaled a whole lot of the fume coming from the generating set. So this is another angle, but we might just find another time to talk about that. But today we're looking at firewood and charcoal cooking. Growing up, everyone felt that they saw their parents do all that, and then they don't see any harmful effect on that. I'll come back to Jetta, and ask her a few more questions while we wait for Lucky to join us. Jetta, let's also look at children who grew up. Lucky has even said it that it was so controversial when the flyers came out. Before I even ask you the next one, how was it too for you when a lot of people saw the flyers? Were they also attacking you the way they were attacking me?
Yes, yes. I got lots of attacks. I got lots of comments. Some were even experts. I have a friend, he's an expert in chemistry, and he was like, no, 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 no. his grandmother uses firewood, she has lived long. No, those points are I don't know, but the fact that something is good doesn't mean it cannot be better.
True.
And it doesn't mean we cannot have a place for the best.
Yeah,
So
true.
we shouldn't always want to hold on to our cultures and traditions. And even after, research is evolving. The more we learn, the more we discover things, and we find out that some things that are good before are now having some bad and negative effects. And since we already have alternatives that are better, what are we now holding on to again? So I had lots of controversies, and they said our old people have been using firewood and long. Charcoal and firewood usage for cooking, even other solid fuels, kerosene,
Yeah.
they cause adverse effects to our health and to the environment.
Yeah.
It is not all the charcoals that cause these effects. Fresh charcoal used in the right charcoal stove. They have a charcoal stove. I don't think I've ever seen any in this Nigeria. And everybody's just making mouth that they cannot stop using charcoal. Yes, we can, if we get the right charcoal and use it in the right way. The combustion will be full and complete, and it will not emit any gas that will be toxic to the health. When people that buy charcoal for domestic use, some of them prefer to buy the one that is weighty, that is heavy, that is full, but they don't know that this charcoal have higher moisture. And the higher the moisture content in a charcoal, the less efficient it will be. And when it goes into combustion, when it burns, it does not burn fully. And instead of giving out carbon dioxide, it even gives out carbon monoxide. And this carbon monoxide, when it is inhaled, our red blood cells carry oxygen, the hemoglobin. Instead of this oxygen, when it gets this carbon monoxide, it combines easily with these red blood cells, and it reduces the amount of oxygen that is carried by the blood. And you find out that such persons are suffering from stroke, suffering from pulmonary disease, suffering from heart attacks. When we talk about firewood usage, it is evident that one, you cannot even say we have smokeless firewood. There must always be smoke. And this smoke is dangerous to the health. All these points are just health-wise. Let us come to the environment. Using of firewood causes deforestation. And we know how long it takes a tree to grow. A tree does not grow like maize or like beans. And each time these trees are cut, they are not replaced. You go to places that you see fine trees and forestation there. All of a sudden, everything is just cut, hewn down, all in the name of firewood, and they are not replaced. And you find out that any place you plant trees, you have plants there, you have gardens, you have flowers, you breathe fresh air. because these plants take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. The oxygen you are looking for, the clean oxygen you are looking for, can only be given by the plants. And when you keep cutting down these plants in the name of looking for firewood, you are shutting down the amount of oxygen that will be left for you. The forest is is a carbon we have. They are the ones that the forest and the ocean are the ones that are keeping this our they are the ones that are even slowing down the effect of climate change. If not for them, the level of carbon dioxide that we keep emitting through industrialization, man, maybe our skins would have been burning by now. But in the name of firewood, we keep cutting down trees, not even plants, trees. And they are not planted. Even if they are planted again, it takes time to grow. We know
To grow,
how
yeah.
much we use this firewood. Yes, we use this firewood a lot. In a year, do you know how many trees just one woman can use? These things can be avoided. It mustn't be so. We have an alternative that is climate friendly, that is eco-friendly, that is sustainable. Why don't we harness that?
Okay.
The third part I would like to look is let's look at the developmental part. The amount of time that is used to cut down firewood, that you used to send your children, oh yeah, go to the farm, go and bring firewood for me, and they'll use all their muscles bringing down. They can use that to do something more productive. Instead of these children to go to school, they go to look for fire. They can use that time to do something more productive. So firewood, charcoal, it's not the best. It's not something we should hold on to. They have they have adverse health effects. They have adverse effects to the environment. It's not eco-friendly at all.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's just
Let,
it.
let me let me come to Lucky again before his line goes off. You were in the
This
middle of
is,
something and
yes.
it went off. Yeah.
Apologies. The new normal that we
Yeah.
have.
Okay. So please go on, Lucky.
Okay. So it's I was just giving a rundown on the figures that we have from the WHO, and I would like to let you know that the figures are not just on the good side for us. Firewood
Okay. I think we have a situation with Lucky again. So Lucky, when you come back, do let us know so we could have you back and then just let you complete what you were discussing. Anyway, the program is Shagalinku. This is the Saturday's edition. It comes your way every Tuesdays and Saturdays, 2 p.m. West African time. And today we're looking at the adverse effect of firewood and charcoal cooking. I've got some messages here, so I'll just read a few of them and I'll come back to Jiata to respond to some of them. I got this message here from Daniel Akojimil. It says one of the health issue caused by firewood cooking or smoke related system of cooking is the acute respiratory infection. We can all see from research that 3.8 million die annually, of which 500,000 are children below the age of 5. That is because they are always with their mother. I will say this is accompanied by ignorance and the old belief we have that firewood cooking is sweeter than clean system cooking. Before now, we believe people who cook with firewood are the low income families. But with my research personally, I found out that even the firewood is more expensive than the gas cooking system. Many people personally choose to use the firewood because of the old beliefs. Thank you very much. And I got this other one here from let me see this one. Okay, I'll come back to it. Jiata will read that one for us. But let me read this other one here from Matthias Idris. It says, firewood and charcoal has been the major source of energy for cooking in developing countries like Nigeria because of its affordability compared to other means of cooking. The firewood or charcoal pollutes the environment and atmosphere by releasing smoke, which contains carbon monoxide, CO, and also cause some respiratory illnesses. Okay, this is from Matthias Idris. So, Jetta, do you have any response to any of these messages that we had before we go on to talk with Abeng if he's back? Jetta.
I I love the part, the first message you read. I love 2 points that the person pointed out.
Yeah,
The person
Daniel.
said those children that die of pneumonia did so because they were close to their mothers.
Mm.
That is a very strong point. And the second part, that this firewood is even more expensive than gas. It's true. It's true, especially in areas where, see, the more they keep cutting down these trees, they are not there anymore, and it's becoming scarce. Before now, it was cheaper, but it's getting more expensive by the day, and that is very correct. I think we have Lucky back, and
Yeah, so
he should
Lucky,
say something
let's have
before he
you
goes off.
before you run away again.
Thank you. I have to apologize. It's unfortunate that the network is not stable over here. Um, like I was saying, part of the figures that we have from the WHO, research and studies that have been done, shows that close to half deaths are due to pneumonia amongst children who are under the age of 5. And this topic is so very important because if you look at the SDGs, SDG 3, that is good health and well-being. One of the targets, SDG 3.9, says that by 2030, we are to substantially reduce the number of deaths and illness from hazardous chemicals and air, water and soil pollution, contamination. Now, the most critical part is hazardous chemicals and air, which we are also looking at in this discussion, which is the issue of cooking with charcoal and firewood. It's an important topic. And I listened to Jiata. I think some of the comments coming in, they are doing comparison between cooking with firewood and charcoal, and then also cooking with gas. Now, the truth is that people are already bringing background story and saying our forefathers prepared their meals with charcoal and firewood. What are you now giving us? Why are you not telling us to abandon charcoal and firewood? We are looking at it from various angles. Jiata brilliantly pointed out the issue of deforestation, because they need to cut down trees to make this firewood. They need to cut down trees to make this charcoal, right? Now, we are now saying, last year, CSDevNet was involved in a project where they trained rural women on an alternative means of livelihood. One of the objectives of that particular training was to discourage those that are living in forest-dependent communities, FGCs, to desist from cutting wood. We visited one of the richest forests Nigeria has, and we saw trees that have been there for close to 50, 100 years. If that tree is cut down, it takes another 500 years to get that tree up to that level. How long can we wait to mitigate the issues of climate, the adverse effect of climate change that we have here? And of course, yes, people will say, how do you expect people at the rural level to start cooking with gas? Nigeria we flare billions of metric tons of gas every month or every year. We have this gas in massive quantity that can be channeled into cooking gas. We now have to start looking at alternative ways of producing energy. SDG 7 says affordable and clean energy. Cooking with firewood and charcoal, I'm not sure is clean energy. If we continue using charcoal and firewood to cook, over this association that around 3 billion people globally cook with firewood, cook with charcoal. Even some of us seated here, during the rainy season, we would go to the woman roasting corn by the roadside. She roasts her corn with firewood. She roasts her corn with charcoal. Now, I'll tell you a funny story. My dad loved roasted corn so much, but he would not use charcoal. He would not use firewood. He uses clean energy to roast his corn. Maybe some other time I will take pictures of him and share with us. There are clean ways we can process our food. There are clean ways, but of course, it has to start with the role of advocacy. As young persons, these are recommendations. It has to start with the role of advocacy. We need to start making these people see the reason why they need to shift, because this change will not happen overnight. We need to start making my grandmother that is in the village see the reason why she needs to stop cooking with firewood. She needs to stop cooking with charcoal. And now, what are you saying she should start cooking with? We need to start introducing clean and alternative means of processing our food. So currently, as we stand, the statistics are not good, but we have to start with the issue and the role of advocacy, where the youth play a huge role. I think for now, this is my contribution. I'll be available to take any other questions and comments as they come. Hello, are we on? Hello? Hello? Hello, Jiata, can you hear me? Hello, Ambassador Gambari, are we on?
Hello, Lucky, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, I think we should just go on. I don't know.
Okay, we're
It
back.
just went off.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, it's back. It's back.
Okay.
Ambassador, you're welcome
Thank
back,
you
sir.
very much, Lucky. In case you just joined us, the program is Shagalinku, and we're almost wrapping up now. We're looking at the adverse effects of firewood and charcoal cooking, as regards to the environment, and not just the health for human beings, but for the environment as well. Because if we don't take care of the environment, it has a way of revolting and getting back to us. I'll still be talking with my guests and asking them a few more questions on what we can do um, to make a change and what has also.
I think Ambassador has gone off. His network too has taken him off.
I think he has network issues.
Yeah, it's the new normal, and it's unfortunate, but we need to continue seeing how we make the process better. It affects everyone everywhere.
It does. And even
Some
this thing they
messages.
say about food being sweet because it's cooked with firewood, I think it's not true. It's all in the
Okay.
mind. Your taste bud, they work with your mind. And once you believe something, it's your whole body system just reacts to it, and you feel it's like that. Everybody taste bud is different, and the way your mind works is the way your test board will test things and tell you that, okay, this is this and this is that. So that should not be an excuse for us to keep doing something that is not sustainable. The fact that the food is sweet and it's different when it's cooked with firewood should not be a means for us to be using firewood and be cutting down trees, deforestation. Imagine this coronavirus. This coronavirus has shown us that anytime you destroy the habitat of animals in the name of industrialization or urbanization or for anything, when you destroy trees are where animals live, wild animals like bats, and then you keep cutting down these their homes, and where do you expect them to go? They will come to you, and you just embrace one zoonotic disease, and we'll call it coronavirus or one COVID 25 or 28. I think we should just change. We need to change. Change will start somewhere.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yes, I think also let me chip in.
Yeah.
Let me also chip in before we continue. On the role of what we can also do, there is the place of leadership and advocacy in health, energy, and climate in our communities. So we have to constantly push for the role of youth in advocacy, the role of youth taking leadership role when it comes to shaping climate change discussion, which is also one very interesting thing I find CSDevNet and PAC are doing, having young digital activists and CRPs leading the discussion at the social media level. And it will amaze you the number of youth groups that are showing interest to be part of the conversation when you're bringing back resolutions from the various treaties that we're a member of. In May 2015, the World Health Assembly unanimously adopted a resolution on air pollution and health, calling for the integration of health concerns into national, regional, and local related policies. So these treaties are there, these documents are there. The following year, the World Health Assembly also adopted a roadmap for enhanced action, calling for increased cross-sector cooperation to address health risks of health risks of air pollution. So we have this roadmap structured for us to also use as youth advocates, saying things in the climate space, advocacy, leadership. We have a guide, but we need to increase our efforts that we are doing, as shown by CSDevNet and PACJA.
Okay. Okay. So let me quickly take some messages, and then I'll come back to all of you to tell us briefly on the hashtag what has changed, relating it to maybe a few things that we're doing now. But let me take these messages here. This one on the screen is from Silas. It says, yes, adverse effects, smoke, weather, charcoal, generator, etc. They affect our eyes, affect our respiratory system. That's from Silas. Thank you very much. And then on the phone here, I'll read a few. We have a very regular viewer from the Asia. It says, his name is Karim A. Jackson. It says, oh my God, I hate the charcoal here, and I am sure it is cancerous. Wood is good, but too long, and import American Kingsford light is expensive here. He's talking about the Philippines. And he says, so I just have it for barbecues, and I will also barbecue it myself every weekend with my homies. And then I got
Yeah.
another one from Aisha Tijani. It says, well done, guys. And then one of our very regular viewer from Morocco. His name is Afeko Mubarak, all the way from Morocco. He says, wishing you all success in your deliberations. And then Said Olalekan Ahmed sends a message and says, nothing is wrong with firewood. Our parents used it to prepare palatable meals, and they lived long and stayed healthy, unlike us, the gas generation. Please, you can make your response. Any of you can reply to some of the comments here. Over to you. Okay. Yeah, Abba. Oh, okay. Sorry. Go on now. Please unmute your mic. Lucky, you have to unmute your mic. Hello? Okay, Jiata. Ah, we need you to unmute your mic. One of you, your mic is still. Hello? Hello?
Hello,
Hello?
can you hear
Okay,
me?
yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah. Please go on. I was asking that either of you can
I think
respond to some of the comments. Please go
I've
on.
addressed that part. I've addressed what
Yeah, you
you
did.
just raised about our old ones being older, they live longer, and they use firewood. I will stress it again. The fact that something is good does not mean that when we see something that is better, we should just cling to what is good and not go to what is better.
These are the myths.
And science has science has research is coming up timely, and we are seeing that there are more negative effects of use of firewood. If our old mothers knew what firewood could do to them, they wouldn't have used it. And if they had an alternative to use gas, cleaner gas, they wouldn't use firewood. Go to the village, ask any old woman that is using firewood and say, Mama, I want to buy you gas so that you you're not using this bucket. Which one do you want? Do you want firewood or do you want gas? Ask her and hear her.
Mm.
Firewood has effects. I don't know how to stress this. Some
I have
said it even has
noted.
effects on eyes. Smoke,
Yeah.
smoke or smog from the firewood causes direct cataracts, eye problem.
Can you hear me?
Has direct link with tuberculosis. So what are you saying? The positive effects, the positive side of the use of firewood is nowhere, in no
Mm.
match compared to the negative impact. The positive effect is just solely, but the negative impact is global. It's causing
Yeah.
global warming. It's affecting everybody. So it's we are not even debating that. We won't even debate that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Jetta. Um, I got Sila says burning wood and charcoal all produced smoke, which is harmful to our health. You know. Okay, so we're wrapping up now, and I'll need you all. Um, Lucky has gone off again. Okay, let me bring Lucky back because I'll need you all in 1 minute to wrap up. So Lucky, what's the way forward in 1 or 2 minutes? Could you just bring us to speed and tell us what you think is the way forward? And I'll also ask Jetta as we wrap up. Hello, Lucky.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can. Please go on, Lucky. Hello.
Mm.
Okay, Jetta, let's have you while we wait for Lucky. What would be your last word of advice to everyone as we wrap up now?
Okay. My last words. My last word to the people is that Africans, please embrace change. When you see something that is, don't hold on to unnecessary dogmatic culture and tradition. Embrace change. Embrace sustainability. Embrace sustainable practices. It is not all like what I said, it is not all charcoal that's smoke, and it depends on the way we use it. If you want it to be okay by force you must use this charcoal. Make sure that the moisture content of that charcoal is is close to zero, so that when it is undergoing combustion, it will undergo combustion completely. If you must use this charcoal, and you must browse the right charcoal stove. It's not the one we have these days that is smoking everywhere and emitting all kinds of gases that are harmful and toxic to the environment. Browse it. If you cannot buy it, then leave it. Secondly, when it comes to firewood should never be an option, please. It should not be an option. If too much when it comes to deforestation and the smoke, that smoke is evidence. Please, it should not be an option. Our young boys, it is better to care. God bless you, my son, than thank you, baby. For your mothers, grandmothers, they need this. You are taking care of your girlfriend, buying her Brazilian of your mother is there in the village crying in the smoke. Her eyes moving tears. You go to the clinic and you ask, are you smoking? She can't breathe well. Doctor will ask her, what is happening? Are you smoking? So please, Africans, embrace change when you see it. And to our government, we need to transit to to renewable energy that can give electricity to all. If there are electricity everywhere, we can have electrical cars. It mustn't be gas.
Sure.
So our government, please, you people should work. It's a transition. Don't It doesn't just happen in one day. It takes you people should be taking the steps so that we'll be seeing what you are doing. That okay, we are moving forward. We are moving forward. Please.
Thank you very much,
Those are my
Jetta.
last words.
Okay, thank you very much. I was waiting for Lucky to join us and let him say his last words, but his line is still booting. Okay, so I want to thank everyone who joined us. I want to thank my guests, yes, to Ekele, Jiata, Ugwah, and also to Lucky Abeng for finding time to join us as our guest today. We looked at the adverse effect of charcoal and firewood cooking. It's something like Jiata said, it's something we need to start learning a new way to do things. I've realized that as human beings, it takes us a while to want to try something new. It takes us a while to want to also believe in a new way of doing things. So yeah, we know this topic is so unending. We could still continue on this. The videos are there. Remember to watch them after the program. For countries that have different time zones, it's still there. You could watch it both on our YouTube page and on Facebook page. Please remember to also subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is at Shagalinku TV, so that when we have programs or there are other things, you could get a notification. And yes, thanks to everyone who joined us all across. We truly appreciate. Let's do it again on Tuesday, 2 p.m., God willing. My name is Ambassador Emmanuel Gabari, and urging you to have the very best of the weekend. And remember, be good to the climate so that it won't turn around to hurt us. Till I see you all on Tuesday, thank you all and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye bye.